Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Not Your Average Peyton. In today's video, I'm going to be rating all of my crochet projects that I've made over the years and giving all the beginners watching this video, all you guys, a bunch of beginner tips of like things I wish that I knew before I started crocheting. Also, I am watching Wednesday in the background, so if you haven't watched it or you're going to watch it, it is season 2, so there might be some spoilers on there, but so we're going to get right into this video. I'm hoping the beginners kind of gravitate towards this video because I hope whenever I watch videos of like things I wish I knew before I started crocheting and stuff like that, they always help me so much. So I hope if you are a beginner that it helps you a lot with like your crocheting. There's also going to be some examples of like stuff that I crocheted which I don't really like at all, but I have like tips and stuff that would have made it better and would have looked good and stuff like that. So where like you can also, if you're gonna make this soon, or like if you're gonna make something kind of like it, you can take these tips and put it into your actual project. Okay, so to get started, I have a bunch of different stuff here, so I'm super excited to get into this. I think I'm gonna start with a pretty good one that I feel like a lot of beginners should try and make. It's this cute little chunky yarn heart plushie, especially for like Valentine's Day or to just like keep this on your bed. You can make it in any color. I found this tutorial on YouTube somewhere. You can just look up like heart plushie crochet stuff. And you can make it in acrylic yarn, like fluffy yarn, faux fur I think it's called, wool, or whatever you want. But I made it in just like the fluffy chunky like weight 6 yarn and in this baby pink color, and this super duper cute. It was really easy to make. You kind of just like made the top, made the 2 caps, and then sewed them together, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this was super easy. I made it in a day and it's actually pretty big. Like this is the size of my hand compared to the heart, and it's like kind of bigger than my hand. I literally am obsessed with this thing. Like I kept it in my little crochet box I have under my bed that has a bunch of like little crochet projects that I don't really use in my everyday life or like want to keep on my bed, or it's like seasonal. Like this one I probably will put on my bed this next Valentine's Day. So yeah, here she is. I think she's really cute. I could have worked a little bit better on the bottom here. I feel like it's just not as formed, or could have stuffed it better, but yeah. I don't really have any tips on this because the only step I have is to like get a good video that has like, look at the view count, and if it's over like 1 million views, definitely watch it and follow that one. But if it only has like 20,000 views, I probably wouldn't watch that one, because think of how many people crochet and like learn these things. Yeah, I would definitely pick one with a bigger view count, bigger like count. Maybe look at the comments before you try and like figure it out, because then you might end up trying to figure it out on your own, and that's really frustrating as a beginner. So make sure you find a good video is my only tip for this one. So make sure you're using a good yarn, because if you're using like the faux fur yarn or like a really chunky yarn, I would use biggest weight 6 and smallest weight 4, which is acrylic. So that's my only other tip. The next project I'm going to be talking about today is this really cute bandana. So I made this, it's a granny square bandana. I made this, I think in the beginning of this year as a scrap yarn project. It is such a good scrap yarn project for if you have a bunch of, sorry, there's a spider just like crawling on my screen. Okay, anyways, I kind of forgot what I was saying because I got caught up on the spider. I think it was like a flying spider or something. But yeah, I made this, I think in the beginning of this year, and it's such a good scrap yarn project. Because you can make it with so many different colors. Like I'm pretty sure I used up the rest of this yarn and the rest of this yarn and this yarn. But I am actually obsessed. Like it's so cute. I've never worn it, and the reason why is because I didn't actually make any straps for it. So this is what the straps are, and it always gets tangled up in my hair because I have curly hair. So like whenever I try and put it on, it just always gets tangled up in my hair and I cannot wear this. But I think if I chained it better, like my headbands, then if I just make a chain, which I can just weave in these ends and then make a chain and sew it on and stuff. But yeah, that is kind of like my tip for this. As long as you have a good like tutorial for this, which it's really easy. Once you get the first like 3 rows down, it's the same all the way around, unless you want like a border around it. That's really all that it is. It's like if you know how to do a granny square, even just learning this can help you learn a granny square because it includes the magic ring and the granny stitches. So, and it turns out super duper cute and vibrant. You can make it for fall, you can make it for spring, you can make it for winter, you can make it for summer. Like this one's my summer bandana, which I've never worn, but yeah, and it's super easy to put on. You basically just kind of flip it around, like you put it this way, flip it around. You can kind of put it as high up as you want, but then you kind of just like go like that. It looks really goofy on me for some reason, but like that's what it would look like. And then in the back, I don't know if you guys can see, but in the back, it would be like that. And then you would just like tie it in the back of your head, and it'd be a cute little bandana. But yeah, that's my only other tip because I know that if you have curly hair, even if you have straight hair, any hair that you have will get tangled up in this little string of yarn, or use like ribbon or something and just thread it through, because just the string of yarn will not help. I mean, if you don't care and it works for you, go ahead, but I would also recommend tying it in a bow. Don't tie it in a knot because that won't work. And make sure you store it nicely. That's just my personal preference because I don't want to get it wrinkled and stuff, so that's what I do. I just store it in like a bin. I fold it up like this, and then I put it in my hair bin. I have a bunch of hair ties and stuff in there, and I just kind of fold it up and then set it nicely in there. Okay, so the next thing I have is pretty simple and easy, but I don't know if I would wear this. It's a little scrunchie, which if I didn't put the silver around this part, I would most definitely wear this all the time. It's a little, I made it during Thanksgiving time, and it's like a bunch of fall colors, as you can see, and I love the color scheme except for the silver. The only thing is I don't like the way that it looks just like on me like this. Actually, I kind of like it now. I didn't like it in the past. I thought it was kind of ugly, but now I kind of like it. It's really fallish, I guess. I just really hate this part. And then whenever you put it on the hair, like if this is the ponytail and you go like this and then you put it like this, it just doesn't feel or look cute. I feel like especially this part I don't like, so I feel like these are more accessory wise scrunchies, but you do have to use an actual hair tie. You have to crochet around the hair tie here, and then basically all I did was single crochets, and then as you do more single crochets, double crochets, whatever, it'll start wrinkling up like that and make it actually look like a scrunchie. So I think it's one of the easiest things you can ever crochet. All you need is the hair tie. You just need an extra little thing for it, and I've already tried using like elastic string and tying it together and crocheting around that. It's just not thick enough, and then it doesn't turn out cute. It doesn't turn out right. It has to be like an actual, like one of those black hair ties. I wonder if I can show you. So like, I don't know if you can see, but there's like the black hair tie right in there, but I crocheted around so much that it just kind of scrunched all together and you can't see the black anymore. So that's my only other tip is like, if you're gonna make it, make sure you have a good color scheme, make sure you have like a good tutorial if you need it, and then make sure you have a good hair tie, because if you don't have a good hair tie, then probably not gonna turn out good. Okay, next thing, I included this, not the specific hat, but I included this kind of hat, a cat beanie, in my like the 6 things every crocheter needs that I've crocheted short. So if you didn't go watch that short, I would. It was like a white sparkly one, but this one's just like a color changing yarn, and I think it's really cute. It's just not the fastest project to make, and I know it is really simple. It is really simple. All you make is basically a rectangle and then sew it together. But like for mine, I chain around my whole head and then I slip stitch it together and then I do like a circle. Some people can just go across and then sew it together this way and then sew it together on the top. You also don't need this extra little patch here. I just crochet, I like it the way that it looks better, because I don't know, I just like that way that it looks, and it's tighter around here so it doesn't really fall off at all. Sorry. But yeah, this is not, it's like an extra, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. It's an extra 5 rows, which doesn't take that long. I mean, I guess it does take pretty long, but I was using half double crochets for this one, I think. Yeah, half double crochets for this one, which is, you can use half double crochets or double crochets or single crochets would take such a long time. But yeah, I think my only tip for this one is probably go in a circular motion. So what I mean is, like, if your tutorial says to crochet a base chain that goes around your head and then just like do a rectangle panel, I would not do that. It takes more time. You have to sew more, you have to weave in more. So I would just take your base chain and then make sure it's not twisted at all and just kind of flatten it out, put it together, slip stitch that, and then just go around with half double crochets all the way around. So you only have to sew the top when you're done. So that is my only little tip for this one, is to make sure you do it in a circular motion instead of rectangular, like panel. Okay, next up is this really cute starfish. So this, in my room, I know it doesn't look like it at all because I just haven't really decorated it nicely. This is a little starfish. My room is supposed to be beach themed. I know I have inside out posters everywhere, but I also have those cute little like aesthetic posters all the way around my walls. But then I also have like that sign. Then I have apple boxes up there because I don't know, I like to display those. Then I have yarn hanging from my ceiling or whatever. There's just a lot of stuff that I need to organize in bins, like all those little shelves over there. I need to put in bins that look cute, like cute bins, to make my room actually be like a beach thing. I need to eliminate things. I need to throw things out because I have too much stuff in here that it's just not going along with beach theme. But with crochet, we're talking about crochet, not my room. This was made out of single crochets. It was super duper easy to make. You just kind of make a circle in the middle. You have to make 2 panels. There's a front and a back. This is the back because this is the back of the stitching, and then this is the front because this is the nice stitching. It's a slip stitch closing, like for the closing of it, and it only uses a little bit of stuffing. Like, you really want to lightly stuff it so that it's really thin, because you can see how it's not very like thick at all. So you want it to be very thin and kind of plushy. And I used white and then this really nice peachy coral color, and it turned out really cute. I used a pattern off of Pinterest. A lot of my patterns that I get now are off of Pinterest because I recommend and prefer reading a pattern rather than watching the video. But of course, for beginners, watching a video will be way better. I swear, for like the first year or two with me crocheting, it was all YouTube, nothing else, all YouTube. And now I can kind of create my own patterns, or like sometimes this is a lot of people that do this, but sometimes you'll catch yourself like either reading a pattern, watching a pattern, or like whatever you're doing, you'll be reading it or something, or you'll be watching it, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I got the rest of this, and then you basically just make up the rest of the pattern because you already know what's gonna happen. You already know what's going down, because like that happens a lot with like little spherical things. I'll be like they'll be like, okay, magic ring, put 6 single crochets in a magic ring. What's gonna be next? We all know it's gonna be a whole round of increases. Then it's gonna be single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, and then it might either be like 2 or 3 rounds of single crochet, or it might be 2 single crochets, then an increase, and then the single crochet round. Like, we all know that's going down when you start a spherical project. You already know. So I feel like this was actually kind of one of those projects. Once I got done with one of these of reading the pattern, I did all 4 the rest ones just by myself. And then I kind of figured out the pattern for the other side just on my own. But I think it turned out super cute, and it's a little decoration. You can make multiple of these and like hang them from your ceiling with like clear string, like clear like bracelet string or something. Or like I could hang them from like up there or something. Like, I feel like that'd be so cute. I just keep it up below my TV over there by the other like turtle thing. I know my room is a mess right now. I need to clean it, but That's why you're up here, not down there. Yeah, that was just a little sneak peek in my room. Oh, shoot. That's why you're up here, not down there. But yeah, I think that's my only other tip is to, like, again, make sure you have a good tutorial. I feel like I say that for every single one, but it's really, like, you need to have a good tutorial to be able to make something cute. If the tutorial is not good, or it's, like, hard to understand or something, which I will post a bunch of tutorials on my channel pretty soon of, like, magic rings and single crochet, just singular stitches, and then maybe get into projects and stuff. But I know, like, now that I'm more advanced, I'm an advanced crocheter, I can basically, like, this YouTube short was a 2-part series of how to crochet shorts, and I basically just watched it once or twice, and then I knew how to do it, so now I just remember how to make those shorts, and I will be making them soon. So yeah, but I've spent a lot of time on this singular little starfish, so let's move on to the next item. Okay, so next is something that I made 2 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not good at all. I found this pattern on YouTube, and the pattern was good. It was just the hook that I was using for this yarn. This yarn is a very, like, velvet yarn. It's the baby bee, or like yarn bee or something yarn. You can get it at Hobby Lobby for the beak and the actual chick. It was supposed to be a chick, and I got one wing done, and then when I looked at it, I was like, this is not working. The eyes fell out because it's such a holy, like, there's so many holes. It's such loose stitches that, like, the stuffing isn't even staying in anymore. So the big tip for any, I still can't say it, origami. I used to be able to say it, but now I, like, kind of forgot. Origami? I don't know. But, usually the label on the yarn says to use, like, a ginormous hook when it's gonna end up looking like this. This is what I did. I used pretty much, like, a 6mm hook when I should have been using, like, a 4mm hook, because that's what I would have used for this yarn. Now that I use it all the time, I use a 4.5 hook. Either 4, 4.5, or a really small 5, because sometimes you can take 2 hooks that are the same millimeters, that it says same size, and you can, like, kind of turn them sideways, and you can see one is way bigger than the other one. So I would just use I would use, like, 1 or 2mm sizes down from what the label says, if that makes any sense. So just use a smaller hook than it says to use. Also on this one, my stitching for the beak is not great. This takes practice, okay? It's not going to look perfect on the first try. All I'm going to say is to practice, maybe make a few testing, like, little, like, ball things, just to test, like, maybe sewing, like, X eyes on, or X mouths on, or maybe, like, the little oval eyes or something, because I feel like it does take practice. Mine now, I figured out how to do it. It looks way better now. It's just, like, in the beginning, it was really hard, and I just did not like it, because, yeah. Also, the safety eyes, make sure you're using reasonable sized ones and, like, good safety eyes, because I got a pack off of Amazon, and the backings of them, my God, bug outside of my window. I hate bugs. It's a stink bug right outside of my window. I've never seen one out in the wild before. It's the first time I've seen them. Okay, but, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, off of Amazon, I got safety eyes with the backings. They don't, like, when I put them in, they're perfectly fine. They're good. They look good. But then half of the backing will be sticking out of the animal, so the eye just pops right out. So I would be really, really careful with that if you're starting a small business. I probably would not get eyes off of Amazon. I would go to Hobby Lobby and just get a bunch, because it's, like, $2 or $3 for a pack of, like, 10 eyes, like 10 sets of eyes. So, or like 5 or 7 sets of eyes, I think, for like $2 or $3. So if you're going to start a small business, or you have started a small business, and I would just, like, for reviews and stuff, if people are reviewing the eyes popping out and stuff, and if you don't want that to happen at all, get the good ones. Get the thick backings that are good. Like, the Amazon ones are fine. They work for me, at least, because if I know that they're they might fall out at some point, I'll be really careful with it. But then somebody might not know that, so then they're just like playing with it all over and touching the eyes and stuff, and then one pops out, and then they're mad at me for not keeping it in right. So that's another little tip for amorugami. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I don't think I am. Amorugami. That might be how you say it. I think it's amorugami. But that's it for the little chick that I never finished. Okay, the next item, again, if you didn't go watch my YouTube short of 6 things every crocheter needs, you wouldn't understand this thing. Well, you will now once I explain it, but I also talked about this exact bag in that video. This bag, I'm kind of disappointed. So it's cute, you know, I love it for summer, but as you can see, a bunch of the ends, and it's only the white yarn that are like kind of coming out. Like a bunch of the ends are coming out, but it's such a cute bag. Like, I'll show you. This is what it looks like on. It's super cute from far away. It looks like kind of like ombre effect. I used white, butter yellow, peach, and then a very bright orange. And I think this is such a cute little like tote bag for summertime. I can fit like an iPad can fit in here, a phone can fit in here, a bunch of books can fit in here. It's just not the strongest strap. So I would definitely put like fabric along the strap and stuff. Like, you don't even have to put it along the whole bag, just like along the inside of this whole double crochet around inside to keep it strong. That's the only part that really needs fabric. The inside doesn't really need fabric unless you're putting like little pencils and stuff in there. But there's pencil cases for a reason. There's not really any tips for this, again, other than having a good pattern for it, but it's a different granny square that you can make, different design of a granny square you can make. I think it's called like the sunburst or like starburst crochet. So look up sunburst crochet pattern or like sunburst square pattern on like YouTube or Pinterest or whatever and see whatever comes up. I think that's what it is. I'll put a text on screen right here if I'm wrong, but and like what it actually is called. But I think I'm right. But I think it's super cute. I think, yeah, the only tip again is get a good pattern, and also make sure your colors that you pick out for this is like a good color scheme, because I feel like you can't really go with like blues and pinks. If you go with that, I don't care. In my opinion, I feel like putting oranges and greens and pinks on the same square is just not good. And make sure all the squares are the same, because I don't think this would really look good with different squares. Again, if you want a big, spacious tote bag that looks like this on the inside, go with one of these straps. Don't sew together the 2 panels on the sides. Make sure you make a strap that goes all the way around the bag and is long enough to kind of put over your shoulder and have it hang nicely. So you need it like the whole strap, double it to put around the whole bag, because it'll make it way bigger, trust me. I've made other tote bags that just kind of sewed together the 2 panels, and they're not that big at all. Like, I don't think I can even fit like a pencil case, a book, and an iPad. Like, I don't think I can fit that stuff in there. I've also never sewn on any fabric onto any of my bags, which I think I need to start doing, but I need a sewing machine, because I feel like hand sewing that on, I feel like I could do that, but it would just be super big stitches that it just would not really work out. But I think I'm going to get a sewing machine next, or ask for a sewing machine or something, because none of my parents have one. I don't have one. Obviously, my sister doesn't have one. She's literally, she's like 8 years old. Yeah, she doesn't have one. So I think I'm responsible enough. I'm definitely going to get hurt with that thing, but I don't know. I think that would be really helpful and work way better, and then I could actually start selling bags and stuff. Because I don't want to have to sell a bag and then tell people, like, you got to sew on your own fabric. But, yeah, that is it for that bag. So let's move on to the last few things. Next thing, I'm just going to get it over with. It's another bag. It's super duper cute. I just feel like the color pattern that I chose for this, not cute. It's granny square little bag. It's like a messenger bag, basically, just really, really small. I used color changing yarn. And then for this, again, I didn't weave in these ends because I didn't feel like I needed to. I could just put them inside the bag, and then it's really fine. This one, I did sew together the bag. It's just a little handbag to, like, bring along with you. I could add, like, a little zipper or, like, a button or something to put on. I didn't yet, or, like, magnets or something, because I never really found an outfit that really matched with this. That's my only problem. I really want to make one for fall because look at how cute this is. It just goes on like this. Thumbnail. Let's pose for fun. Let's pose for a thumbnail. Ready, guys? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. One more. Okay, guys. Sorry. This is really boring. Okay, that is it. For this one, I don't really have any tips except for, I think, maybe the strap. I sewed it on the wrong way because I single crocheted it on, and there's now a little bump. This bump is supposed to be on the inside, so if you're sewing it on, make sure you sew it inside, not outside, which it isn't a very big of a deal. I definitely recommend putting this ribboning around it before adding this on, because then it'll just look way smoother and it'll hold better. I was going to do that with this one, but I didn't for some reason. I wish I did, but I didn't. But yeah, this is so cute. I just haven't found a cute outfit to wear with this, and I feel like matching this up with white is just not it. Like everybody says, like, white goes with everything. No, it doesn't. Like, some things you cannot pair up with white. Like, it just won't work. Will not work. This is one of them, because it has like teal, magenta, purple, baby pink, all those. It just doesn't. But I think it's super cute, and I definitely recommend it for beginners because it uses half double crochets or single crochets, whatever you want to use, and like introduces you to sewing and granny squares. Granny squares teaches you how to do the magic ring and double crochets and chains, so that's good. So basically it teaches you how to do like every single stitch except for single crochet. It's either except for single crochet or double or half double crochet, because you can use either one of those for these, or you could use half double crochets for this and then single crochets for this, or single crochet for this and half double crochets for this. I think I used single crochets for these. Yeah, sorry if I said half double crochets earlier, which I think I did. Don't mind me, because these are single crochets, not half double crochets. But yeah, I think this bag is so cute. I'm definitely making one for fall with like browns and oranges and everything. I think yeah, that's gonna be like one of my next projects. And then I also want to make fall shorts with like ivory and brown. That'd be so cute. So that's it for that bag. But yeah, okay, then I have two more things. I think I'm just gonna do them at the same time. One of them is a hat. It's this, I haven't actually put this on in a while. It was in my little project bin. Oh yeah, no, I don't like this hat anymore. This is one that you have to wear with your hair down, in my opinion. It has this cute little teal star on it, and it's purple. I just don't like the way that it looks. Oh, my hair down. We're taking that off. I think I just made it a bit too big. It's supposed to be like a bucket hat, but I didn't make it long enough, obviously. But I might be able to give this to my sister. It might be big enough for my sister. I think this is actually a really good beginner. I also found this pattern on YouTube. You just do like the magic ring, and then you do double crochets all the way around it until it fits you. So I think it's so cute. You also don't need to add the star unless you want to. The star was also really easy to make. You just make the magic ring, and then you do like some double crochets stuff, slip stitch, double crochets and stuff. Again, found that pattern on YouTube and or Pinterest. I think it was a Pinterest pattern that took you to YouTube. So it was like a YouTube pattern. I think it's super duper cute. I just wouldn't wear it anymore without my hair down. Again, I feel like I can't wear any hats without my hair down. Like, it literally just does not look good. Again, fold that. Then this one is an ornament I made with the Woobles yarn, but not the Woobles pattern. I wanted to make this little moose, but I didn't know that you had to have the bag and like the code. I thought you could just buy the yarn and then find the pattern on the Woobles website, but no, you need the code that comes with the bag of like the kit, which I wasn't gonna buy the kit because I already know how to crochet. So I just found a different moose pattern. It is when I was like advanced beginner. The horns look super duper cute. The ears look super duper cute. This is not centered. Like if this was centered, then it would look pretty good. And then I just kind of tied a little piece of thread onto the top of it. And it actually didn't take that long. It took me like 2 days because there was a lot of sewing. You had to sew this onto the head. You had to sew this onto the antlers 2 times. Then you had to sew the 2 ears on. You had to embroider the eyes. And you had to sew on the nose. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute, but I feel like Woobles kits are perfect for ornaments, especially the babies. If you just bought a bunch of the babies and like made a bunch of babies. But the Woobles yarn balls are so big. They're literally endless. Even though I used so much more brown yarn than tan yarn, they look identical still. Like nothing could phase it. It's kind of concerning. And I'm thinking, what else can I make with these 2 colors? And it's Woobles yarn, so it's that thick yarn that you're supposed to use for amigurumi. What else am I supposed to make? I don't know. I might have to like drop a poll for you guys to like have you guys like comment or whatever on what I should make, because I really have no clue on what I should make with these 2 colors. Please help. Please help. Because then I also have green and white. So I have this tan color, this dark brown. I don't have the black. This was regular like yarn like this that I should embroider with it, because I was not going to buy a whole skein of black just for that. But then I also have white, like pure white like this. And then I have a green, not like a lime green and not like a dark green. I don't think I have any with me right now. It's like that like frog green for frog, because I made the frog. So then I needed the white and the white. Wait. The green and the white. I said I needed the white and the white. No, I needed the green and the white. So I got the green and the white. Same scenario as this. Like I just got some. And now I have a bunch of it. So help me. And then my sister has white and red and yellow or something, because she wants to make Snoopy or something like that. So now I have to figure out where to find that pattern. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to this video and go watch my other short that I kind of crochet, like what things I really recommend you to crochet. Talked about each one, and just any other crochet videos. That was it for today's video, so bye guys. Mwah.